Larry tried to kill me.
Yeah. I was so thoroughly disgusted.
I mean, think about it. Why does it make you special to do what you do?
Packers jumping around. They rush forward. Plenty of time for John. Now squeezes, steps up in the pocket. Elliott can run inside the 10. Head first. He dives off the 5-yard line. My goodness.
Rushing forward, ball comes out of the hands of Newton. It's on the ground and still on the ground. Picked up by T.J. Ward at the 4-yard line.
Results of Brian Clady and Bob Miller. Third and long 3. Going deep. Oh, he's got Thomas. Goodbye. Touchdown. Here we go. First snap of the overtime. The Broncos have been in 3 overtime games this year. They won them all. Got him at the 40. It's Thomas at the 50. Stiff arm got him 3 to the 30. To the 20. Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime.
Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT Network. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to you with emotion, passion, truth, and of course, my comments. I am your host, Bronco Bill. All right, guys, hope everybody had a really good week. Combines are in full swing. I'm not really going to touch on that. We may do something with the network in regarding to the draft and all that, but I'm not too sure about the combine. Anyways, great to see Avatar in the house as always. Avatar says, and I just love the way you introduce yourself, really. What's up, Broncos country and Avalanche fanatics? Absolutely. Speaking of Avalanche fanatics, I'm not going to touch on the Avalanche tonight on any of my segments, but I'll tell you what, it's been a up and down season, and hopefully we can right the ship, heading into the playoffs. Absolutely. Okay, I was going to go a direction. I just left my mind. Anyways, okay, guys, let's get started out with, well, before I preface that, let me say this. I have 3 Jackass of the Weeks back to back. Reason being, I could have just done with one, but maybe you'll understand why all 3, because all 3 are just don't understand. Let's start with a Jackass owner. All right? Let's start with that. Well, not the person I'm going to say right now, but Jeff Bezos, who is worth more than $100 billion, was prevented by Daniel Snyder, the owner of the Washington Commanders, from entering the private auction, even though Amazon founder wanted to participate. Here's the reason why. Reason's this. Snyder holds a grudge against Bezos, who also owns the Washington Post, which published a series of exposes alleging Snyder that he enabled sex harassment at the NFL franchise. Well, of course he did. He's not exposing him. Well, he's exposing, but he's not making it up. He's just stating facts. Everybody knows that. It's come out many, many times that people have filed lawsuits against Snyder, against the Commanders / Redskins back then. It's just, those are facts. I'm not making this up, and neither is Jeff Bezos when he allowed the Washington Post to put that out there. Why is Snyder getting mad? because Snyder doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to deal with it. He wants to sweep it under the rug. Well, it ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. I continue. The NFL, however, and we're talking about, obviously we're talking about the ownership. We're talking about the commissioner. And so Roger Goodell, the NFL, along with the other owners, listen to this. The NFL, however, may pressure Snyder to sell to Bezos so it raises the value of all the other teams. Well, there you go. People want to know why the NFL is so profitable, why there's so much money there. Because when people like a Jeff Bezos or a Rob Walton walk into a franchise and buy it outright for 4.5 billion or excess for other teams, the profit value of all the other teams goes sky high. Well, think about it. It's just like your house. If you have a house that sells for $1 million and everybody else on your street, so to speak, has the same type of house or same, yard, maybe different amenities or whatever, the price value goes up. That's just common sense. The NFL is all about money. All about money. And that's exactly why Rob Walton was not allowed. Well, maybe that's a different word, but that's why Rob Walton was able to buy the Broncos, because the money is there. Jeff Bezos has the money, but Daniel Snyder doesn't want him to bid because he has a vendetta against him. He has a bias against him. What does it matter? I look at it this way, okay? If somebody's going to walk in and say, hey, I'll buy the Washington Commanders for 10, now that's too high, for 3.5 billion, why is that a bad thing? I mean, Daniel, use your cabeza, man. Use your head. What he's going to offer you is going to be a high number. Why are you stupid enough to hold a grudge against somebody who can make you beyond wealthy? Now, I'm not saying you're not wealthy now. I don't know what your income is, and I don't care. But what I'm saying is, what, you're going to hold a grudge? Man, if somebody came up to me right now and said, hey, yeah, I'll buy your house or I'll buy your car, whatever, and they're offering me a ridiculous amount of money way over and above of what I paid, and I may have a grudge, I don't care. I'm not going to see that person again. I mean, to me, it's mind-boggling. I don't get it. Okay, I continue with the last statement. A decision at the owners' meeting could be expected beginning March 26th. Now, what that means is a decision, meaning if they're going to allow Jeff Bezos to go ahead and bid on the team. Doesn't mean he'll get it. Most likely. Doesn't mean he'll get it. But what I'm saying is, if that were the case, and the NFL says, hey, you have to allow Jeff Bezos to bid, well, then he has to bid. Does Snyder have to take it? Maybe not of his own accord, but if the NFL tells him he has to take it, that's a totally different story. Totally different story. All right. I now get into, speaking of the current jackass of the NFL, we move into not one, not two, but three jackass of the week. Now, like I mentioned, I could probably just reduce it down to one, but the reason why I chose all three is because all three came to light this week, and two of them are former NFL players, and one of them is a top 5 draft pick in this upcoming draft. You talk about screwing up your potential career. I'll get into that in a minute. Let's start out with Joe Stasiak. Former Indianapolis Colts lineman Joe Stasiak was arrested last Tuesday and charged with 2 counts of battery of physical harm and 1 count of strangulation. Excuse me, guys. What? 2 counts of battery of physical harm and 1 count of strangulation. Now the person didn't die. Okay, let's just throw that out there. But it was an attempt. Okay, police arrived at the home of Stasiak, and Joe's son told authorities he was sitting in a car in front of the house with his boyfriend. Okay, I mean, people are gonna like who they like, and people are gonna love who they love. So, you know, he's sitting in the car with his boyfriend. Was it his car? Didn't say. Just said sitting in a car. Could have been his boyfriend's car. Don't know. I continue. The son told officers that his father punched him. Okay, I'm going to get into a little bit down the road here. The father also punched the boyfriend. Okay, was a boyfriend in a front? I mean, obviously in a front seat. Was a boyfriend in driving, or was it in a passenger? Didn't say. Doesn't matter. But if they're both in the front seat, or it doesn't matter where they are, but I mean, that's a long reach to punch them. So I continue. At some point, Stasiak flashed a gun and had it against the side of his face. Not the side of Stasiak's face, the side of his son's face. What? You don't recognize your son? You got to be kidding me. I mean, it didn't say what time this happened. If it was at nighttime, doesn't matter. You roll down the window, a person rolls down the window of a car, and you're like this far away from them, and you don't recognize your own son? What is it, a costume? Come on, man. Are you serious? I continue. The son also said that his dad called them lucky. Here's where it gets interesting, guys. The dad called them lucky that he saw who they were. What? Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so you see this car out there. You're not quite sure what car it is. Maybe it was the boyfriend's car. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Well, it does matter in the story, but what I'm getting at is it doesn't matter, because once you walk up to the car and the guy rolls down the window, you see who it is. You just don't sit there and have him roll down the window and go, hey son, how you? Bam. I mean, seriously? You're just going to haul off and punch your son and then punch his boyfriend and then brandish a gun and hold it to your son's head. And then, oh, you're lucky because I recognize who you were. What the heck? I mean, is this guy really an idiot? I mean, he's beyond jackass of the week, in my opinion. How do you, I mean, I would recognize my son if he was walking across the grass yard. Even at night, I would recognize him by his walk, by the look of him, by how he acts, how he acts, how he is. Holy smokes. All right. Let's see. Stasiak said he thought the car was suspicious, and that's why he checked it out. Okay, I'll give him that. You want to check out suspicious vehicles, and you want to check out things that don't seem familiar and don't seem, to be on the up and up. Okay, I get that. But when you walk up to the freaking car and he rolls down, you cannot punch him if the window ain't rolled down. Or if he doesn't get out of the car, you can't punch him. And you can't hold a gun to his head? You mean to tell me he did all of that and then goes, oh, you're lucky I recognize who you were? Wow. What a complete jackass, moron, idiot. Completely. Whew. Hope his son throws a book at him. Literally and figuratively. All right. I move on to the second jackass of the week. Former Patriots linebacker Willie McGinnis has been charged with 2 felonies for his role in a December brawl at an LA restaurant. Are these guys ever going to learn? Just because you're a football player, former football player, or any sport player, whatever, doesn't give you the right to just lose your emotions and go crazy. Okay, I understand football is an emotional sport. And I know it's awful difficult for these guys to get that emotion and passion out of their system. Totally understand that. But dude, you have got to check yourself. You are not above the law, and you're not going to get away with things, especially when there's witnesses, there's cameras, there's people with cell phones taking video. It just doesn't make sense to me. Check your emotions, walk away, be a man, not an idiot or jackass of the week. I continue. McGinnis was arrested in late December when video, there it is. That's what I'm telling you. Video's out there. When video showed McGinnis punched a man in the face and hitting him over the head with a bottle on December 9th. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Well, so what in the world really pissed McGinnis off to punch a guy in the face or hit him over the head with a bottle? Really? What? What absolutely is there to get to that point? That's what I want to know. And the reason why I want to know that is this. I've had many people say things about me. I mean, look at my build. I mean, I'm not built like a big guy. I've had a lot of things said my way. I just shrug it off. Yeah. Hey, what can I do? It's the way I was born. It's the way my body grew. What am I supposed to do? So I roll with it. Absolutely roll with it. Why not? There's no need to get upset. There's no need to entice things. Now, I know when you're 6 foot whatever and 200 or 300 and some odd pounds, you feel like you're Superman. But that's not an excuse. He punched a guy, hit him over the head with a bottle. Bottle of what? Bottle of beer? Bottle of wine? Bottle of whiskey? I don't know. Doesn't matter. It still freaking hurts. And it's still wrong. I continue. McGinnis did apologize to his colleagues at NFL Network, as well as his family, community, friends, and oh boy, and the youth he mentors. What the heck? So now, sorry guys. So, okay, it's all well and good to apologize to NFL Network where you work. Well, we'll get into that. Family, of course, community, friends, and, of course, the youth that you mentor. McGinnis, you're mentoring these kids to what? Grow up like you and punch somebody in the face and smack them over the head with a bottle? Is that what you're supposed to teach them? What in the world are you thinking? You just basically totally undermined your entire integrity, your entire person who you are. NFL Network's not happy with you, my friend. Not happy with you one bit. And here's what I have to say about that. Following his arrest, McGinnis was suspended from his role at NFL Network and has yet to be reinstated. There you go. Do something stupid in a moment of frustration or anger or whatever it is, alcohol, whatever it is, and now you may have thrown your entire career away. You sent the wrong freaking message to these kids that you mentor. What are you thinking? These kids look up to you. These kids probably admired you some way, shape, or form. And that's the message you're sending them? Really? And you threw your career away because NFL Network's not bringing you back anytime soon. That's for sure. I don't understand the mindset, the thinking pattern of these guys. I really don't. I absolutely don't. And now I shift to the third jackass of the week. And this one had a promising, and I say had because we don't know yet, has, whatever. Well, just put both of them in there. a promising career in the NFL. And he absolutely does a stupid thing right after, I don't know if it's the same night, same couple of nights afterwards, I'm assuming, of a reckless incident. I'll get into it. Here it is. Top 5 draft pick. Jalen Carter has an arrest warrant for reckless driving in connection with a fatal crash. University of Georgia defensive tackle Carter, age 21, was racing another player and recruiting analyst with speeds. I got to get the second part of it. Sorry, guys. Oh, here we go. Continue. I'm sorry. Let me back up a little. University of Georgia defensive tackle Carter, age 21, was racing another player and recruiting analyst with speeds of up to 104 miles per hour. LaCroix, 24, Wilcock, 20, both passed away after hitting a power pole and several trees. LaCroix had a blood alcohol level of 0.197 at the time of the accident, according to police. Wow. That is almost 2.5 times the legal limit. That is insane. That's insane. But here's the thing. They said they didn't find any alcohol whatsoever in Carter. Okay, that's all well and good. But Carter should have known that his buddy LaCroix was drinking. And you're not going to go, what are these guys thinking? Good gosh, I'm going to go nuts. I don't understand people. I really don't understand people. And it's frustrating to me to even try and comprehend why these guys are so out there. I just don't get it. People say, I know everybody goes back to the CTE. Okay, I get that. But if you're 21 years old and you're a lineman at the University of Georgia, I'm not buying that the fact that he's gotten a whole lot of concussions or whatever causes CTE. I don't know, but come on, seriously? Absolutely. Just unbelievable. Let me continue. Carter left the scene of the crash, then came back telling the police different stories about what happened. Uh-oh. That's not good. First off, it is a felony to leave the scene of an accident. Whether you're involved in it directly, indirectly, doesn't matter. If you witnessed an accident, and I'm not not sure about all states, but I do know that in California, if you leave the scene, and that's where I'm at, if you leave the scene of an accident, regardless whether or not you were directly involved, indirectly involved, whatever, and you witnessed it, you cannot leave. It's a felony in the state of California. You cannot leave. You do, guess what? You're going to be charged for leaving the scene of an accident, in which Carter did. Now, I don't know what it's like in Georgia, what the laws are. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that, or I would think that they'd be the same. Absolutely. Okay, I continue. This incident happened on January 15th after Georgia, after Georgia won the national championship, and it happened around 2:30 a.m. Well, nothing good happens after midnight. We all know that. Just by being out on the road, nothing really good happens after midnight. And especially nothing really good happens after 2 o'clock when the bars close and then everybody starts leaving. But my thought is this. If you're a top 5 potential draft pick in the NFL, and you're 21 freaking years old, why are you doing something stupid? What makes you think that you can just go down the road at 104 miles per hour and cut in and out and just drag race? Why would you do that? Seriously, why would you do that on busy streets? Or even if they weren't busy, they're side streets, they're city streets. Why are you doing that? That's what they make racetracks for, you moron. Go out someplace, get into a car, and race your head off. Whatever you want to do. I mean, my gosh. I mean, I was 21 one time. I never thought of doing that. I never thought of doing anything that would put my life in danger or any of my friends in danger. I never did that. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, guys. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is this. You got to use your head. Don't be stupid. Don't do things that have a potential ability of not only destroying somebody else's life. In this instance, 2 people passed away, but also destroying your entire life and your career that you absolutely had right in front of you. It'll be interesting. It will be interesting to see if he'll be removed from the NFL draft. It'll be interesting to see if he will, if his status at the top 5 drops way down, maybe into the 2nd or 3rd round. I don't know. And I will tell you one thing. It sure as heck did not help his potential to be in the NFL with that hanging over his head. All right. Before I go on, it was alcohol related in the sense that it was with LaCroix. But apparently, according to the police, their Avatar, the police said that Carter did not have any alcohol reading in his system at all. So maybe that was, I don't know. Maybe when he left, and then by the time he came back, he didn't have any alcohol registered in the system. I don't know. All I do know is that it was an absolute, totally preventable situation. Totally preventable. And again, I agree. When alcohol is involved, people don't think. That is absolutely 100% true. I can totally agree with you, Avatar. It's very, very sad. And like I said, the only reason why I brought all 3 of these in was the simple fact that they all 3 came across my phone this week. All right, let's go on to some better stuff. Absolutely. Although I hope it's better, put it that way. Last season, Javonte Williams suffered a season-ending injury of both his torn ACL and MCL. This past week, when George Paton was asked about Williams' return at the Combine, he said this, and I quote, "Williams is on track to be ready for the regular season," end quote. What? On track to be ready for the regular season? Game 1? You got to be kidding me. No, you got to be kidding me. Seriously? An ACL and an MCL? And he's on track to come back. Okay, he said come back in the regular season. Does that mean week 1? Week 4? Week 6? Week 8? Halfway through? It doesn't say. He didn't say that. And that's the underlying part that people don't sometimes read. Oh, man, Javonte Williams, he's on track to come back and start game 1. That didn't say that. It just, all Peyton said, George Peyton that is, said he's on track to be ready for the regular season. Okay? Regular season, 17 weeks, guys. It could even be week 15. Who knows? The telling part is going to be this, according to how I feel. The telling part is this. What is his mindset when he plants his foot down and turns on a dime to make a cut in an open hole? What is his mindset? Is his mindset going to be thinking, "Oh shoot, I don't want to put too much pressure on that because I don't want to injure it again. I don't want to go through that pain or that rehab or whatever." Is he going to be even remotely close to being the same? It's hard to say. I remember when Terrell Davis tore and I say just because it wasn't his MCL, but when he tore his ACL, he came back after that, but he never was the same. Now, sure, Terrell Davis is older than Javonte Williams. That's absolutely a fact. But the thing and the issue is this, and that is an ACL is one thing, but an ACL and MCL, oh my goodness, that could be career ending. Absolutely could be career ending. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds when he plants that foot down makes that turn, and and hopefully doesn't have any fear. I mean, it's going to be there. He's going to be fearful. I mean, heck, when you injure yourself like he did, you're going to have reservations as to wanting to cut hard or to plant like he did before. But we'll see. Hopefully, George Paton is 100% correct that Javonte Williams is going to be ready for the regular season. Just not sure what game that will be. Okay, let's go to Jalen Ramsey. The LA Rams are shopping cornerback and six-time Pro Bowler Jalen Ramsey, and it's very likely he will be traded in the coming weeks. Ooh, wow. You know what? I would sure love to have a Jalen Ramsey on the Broncos. I absolutely would. But they said he's likely to be traded. Not released, but traded. Denver doesn't have really anything to trade bargain for to the Rams. I mean, seriously, the last time we traded with the Rams was when we sent Von Miller to them. So we sent Von Miller to them. They gave us some draft picks. Well, now if the Rams want to shop Jalen Ramsey, let's say they come knock on the Broncos' door and say, hey, you interested? What do you got? We'll take so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. I'm not sure I want to do that. I really don't want to give up any players the Broncos have at this moment in time. But wow, having a Jalen Ramsey at corner opposite of Patrick Surtain with Justin Simmons over the top as a safety. Oh, yeah. Oh, in a heartbeat. I'd take that in a microsecond. But who would the Broncos be willing to give up? And that's the scary part, guys. That's the scary part. Because it could be somebody that obviously the Rams are going to need. And I'm not really willing to give up any Bronco players of any high stature to get a Jalen Ramsey. Or am I? I don't know. I don't know. I just know I would love to have Jalen Ramsey on the team. But it comes with a huge price. Not just trading players potentially, but a huge price. And here it is. Ramsey has played with the Rams since 2019 and is due, $17 million in this upcoming year 2023 season. The Rams need cap space, and this would help tremendously. Ramsey still has 3 years left on his $105 million extension. Well, there you go, guys. I doubt seriously the Broncos are willing to pony up and just take on that kind of salary. I mean, he's due $17 million this upcoming season. That's not bad. But if he still has 3 years left on his $107 million contract extension, I'm not sure the Broncos are willing to pony up and take on that added expense. I'm not sure. Really not sure at all. But like I said before, having a Jalen Ramsey on the team, yeah. I think absolutely I would take that. Just not sure who I would want to give up, if anybody. All right. Move on to some, maybe not high profile, but prominent for sure, cuts by two teams, two quarterbacks. The Washington Commanders have released Carson Wentz this past Monday. Wentz only played in 8 games last season and started 7 of those games, going 2 wins, 5 losses. Wentz is 30 years old and looking for his third team to play in the 13 to play for, I should say, in the 2023 season. Okay. Now, the Denver Broncos have an issue. The Denver Broncos have Brett Rypien as their backup quarterback. I'm not really sold that that Sean Payton's going to want to keep a Brett Rypien as the backup to Russell Wilson. I don't know. I haven't heard that he doesn't want him, but I also know for a fact that Sean Payton likes, depth. Players that have played in the NFL at a high level, have been starters, have been successful. And we all know that Carson Wentz won a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. So he does have experience. He has playoff experience. Brett Rypien doesn't. So my thought is, are we, being Broncos, would it be a smart move to bring in a Carson Wentz and work him out in the preseason to see if he would be the backup to Russell Wilson? Because if something happens to Russell Wilson, heaven forbid an injury, or he just isn't playing well or whatever, and Sean Payton wants to bench him, you don't want to bring in necessarily a Brett Rypien. You want to bring in somebody like a Carson Wentz, or I get to the second quarterback that was released. Last Tuesday, the Atlanta Falcons released quarterback Marcus Mariota after just one season in Atlanta. General Manager Terry Fontenot said, and I quote, "We just believe we're doing what's best for the team at this time," end quote. Well, there you go. Marcus Mariota, Carson Wentz, which one would you guys want as a Bronco backup to Russell Wilson? Now, Marcus Mariota hasn't really lit the whole NFL on fire. He hasn't been to a Super Bowl, and Carson Wentz has. So I don't know, but Carson Wentz doesn't really impress me. Marcus Mariota doesn't really impress me either. But the thought out there is this, as far as I'm concerned. Broncos are definitely going to look to a solid backup quarterback to Russell Wilson. I think Brett Rypien, if he stays on the team, will probably be on the practice squad, which is all well and good. He's still on the team. I just think the Broncos are going to go after a more predominant, more experienced in pressure situations, starting quarterback, numerous games, obviously. I just really feel that the Broncos are going in that direction. Would a Carson Wentz be a quarterback that would fit in with the Denver Broncos? Sean Payton? I don't know. How about a Marcus Mariota? I do know this. Sean Payton is great at getting the best out of a quarterback. And that starts with Russell Wilson. But it also trickles down to a backup. Because if you don't have a solid backup as a quarterback, you're doomed to lose many games. Take the San Francisco 49ers, for instance. When Garoppolo went down, Brock Purdy was right there. Boom. Didn't skip a beat. I know Brock Purdy was a rookie and all that. Well, that's just a fluke. That's just Tom Brady-esque or something. I don't know. It's just doesn't happen like that all the time. You need to have solid backups. You need to have quarterbacks that have experience. Brock Purdy was the exception to the rule. There's always going to be that. But you do, for the most part, need a solid backup. A quarterback with experience, a quarterback with pressure situations, knows how to manage the game. That's what you need. You need that on every team for the most part. I'm just wondering, would a Carson Wentz would it be a fit? Marcus Mariota? I don't know. Those two players were released this past week. I just thought it was interesting that they're out there, and I'm just wondering if the Broncos will make a move to bring either one of them or both in to see who's going to be the backup to Russell Wilson. All right. I move on. Speaking of Sean Payton, when asked why Fangio wasn't in Denver, but he's in Miami instead, he said at the Combine, and I quote, "Vic was supposed to be part of the plan. Then the guys, media, scared him away," end quote. Oh, he's putting the blame on the media? Really? But then it was kind of like a tongue-in-cheek, although he did mean it. He meant that the media was talking all this thing about Vic Fangio, being fired by the Broncos, and would it be comfortable for him to come back, within a year, a little over a year of being fired, and then not being the head coach or being the coordinator and all that. Yeah, the media played into that big time. Did Sean Payton really think it was the media that drove him away? No. It was a tongue in cheek to throw a little bit of slap at the media. But here's the reason. The main reason is this. The main reason, however, was mostly it was just too soon since Fangio's firing to come back to Denver as a coordinator. That's it. That's exactly the main reason. Absolutely the main reason. And Sean Payton alluded to that. He said it was just too soon. It was just too soon. He said he had many talks with Vic Fangio about being the defensive coordinator for the Broncos. But you have to understand, I mean, Fangio was the head coach. And when you get fired little over a year after you've been fired, you're going to be welcomed back to the facility as a coordinator. Well, let's put it this way. It's a new ownership, new head coach, new coaching staff altogether, new everything, except the fact it's not new when it comes to the team that he would have been, leading as a defensive coordinator. But then Vance Joseph gets hired as the defensive coordinator, and he was fired as a Bronco head coach. But the difference, in my opinion, is Vance Joseph was before Vic Fangio. Then Fangio was the head coach for 3 years, and then it was I forgot his name already, man. Isn't that funny? Forgot his name already. Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett. Then it was Nathaniel Hackett. So once, Vic Fangio left a little over a year ago, it's just too soon for him to feel comfortable coming back to Denver. And that's why Vance Joseph was selected. Just interesting, though, that Sean Payton did anything and everything he could to sway Fangio back. I just think it would have been a really bad fit this year. I really do. I just don't think it would have gone well with the fan base, with the media. It was just too soon. I totally agree with Sean Payton saying it was too soon. Hey, what's happening there, Ray? Nice to have you in the house, man. Hey, Bill and Broncos country. Absolutely. What's up, Ray? Glad to have you in the house as always. Okay. Whoa. Almost dropped my note. Okay. Let's go to Bo Lowry. People are like, who? Who's Bo Lowry? I'm getting to that. Greg Penner isn't one to rationalize the Broncos' battle with injuries as being tough luck. Oh, I totally agree. It's not tough luck. The Broncos had more injuries this past season than any season I can ever remember. I mean, not just little nicks and bruises and, this and that or concussion. No. We're talking ACL, MCL, multiple ACLs, multiple players out for the entire year, and then just ongoing nagging injuries. Greg Penner doesn't believe it either. So, with Penner moving forward with Sean Payton, the Broncos have hired Bo Lowry to lead their sports performance program. Lowry had previously worked 9 years with Sean Payton in New Orleans and is well known in the sports medicine community. Lowry's job will be to oversee their athletic training, strength and conditioning, nutrition, and sports science systems. Wow. That's a mouthful, man. That is a lot. Athletic training, strength and conditioning, nutrition, and sports science systems. Wow. That's awesome. The guy must be really good. And here's why. Listen to this. Drew Brees said, and I quote, "Lowry added years to my entire career. There is no better person to equip the team for health recovery and success." End quote. Wow. If that's coming from a Drew Brees. Now remember, guys, I don't know if there's anybody out there that really remembers this. I do, because I was at the game. When Drew Brees, the Denver Broncos were playing the then San Diego Chargers at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego. I was at that game. I was in the end zone, and this occurred and happened right in front of me in the end zone. Well, not right in front. I mean, I'm in the stands, but you know what I'm saying. So Drew Brees is going back to pass. His arm was hit, and bent backwards like this. I mean, I'm not going to bend it back as far as his was. I mean, his was like it was dislocated bad. And the ball was fumbled. The Broncos recovered and got a touchdown. That being said, Drew Brees' days were done in San Diego. Totally done. They sent him off to New Orleans because they said he was damaged goods and would never be successful in the NFL ever again. Well, not only enter Sean Payton as the head coach, but enter Bo Lowry. And let me quote what Drew Brees said again. Drew Brees said this, and I quote, "Lowry added years to my career. There is no better person to equip the team for health, recovery, and success." Well, there you go. If Drew Brees had that dislocated shoulder and just torn muscles up in the shoulder, it was a mess, guys. It was a mess. He was injured bad. And for the Chargers to get rid of him when Drew Brees was their franchise quarterback at the time, for them to get rid of him because they said he was damaged goods, basically, and they would never amount to being a quality NFL quarterback after that injury. He goes to New Orleans. He's there with Sean Payton. He's there with Bo Lowry. And he's there in New Orleans to win a Super Bowl. How do you like that, Chargers? How do you like that? He proved you guys wrong. Not only did he prove you guys wrong, but that speaks volumes for how Lowry knows how to get people and players back on the field at the best possible shape they can be in. And I'm telling you what, I'm excited. After reading that, I'm excited about him being the strength and conditioning. Because these injuries that we've had, guys, this past season was way, way, way too many. Way too many. Never should have that many. And I understand players are getting bigger and stronger and more beefy or whatever. I get that. But still, there has to be a way to train your body, to exercise, nutrition, whatever it is, sports medicine, whatever, to get to the best shape possible that a player can get. Bo Lowry, I think, is the right guy. Absolutely the right guy. Hey, before I go on, hey, come on, what's happening, man? Nice to see you in the house. Always appreciate it. Thanks so much for showing up. Hitman Bill, yeah, that's true. I haven't said I wanted anybody injured at this point in time. I want everybody in the Broncos to get healthy. That's what I'm actually after this time. So, but when it comes to Avalanche games, Bronco games, yeah, I do live up to that nickname. Thanks, Kamani. Appreciate it. Let's see. Kamani, you also say I agree every game someone was going down. Yeah, that's true. Yep, absolutely. And that's the problem that we had all last year. I mean, you didn't know every single play I'd watch and kind of cringe when the guy caught it. I'm like, oh, shoot. Don't get hurt. Please get up. Please get up. Because it was catastrophic last year. Absolutely catastrophic. And I'm just thinking that bringing in Bo Lowry, I cannot wait. Cannot wait to see a completely 180-degree turn towards the better in players not being injured. Now you're going to get, a tweak here or maybe a twisted ankle there or concussion or whatever, but not season ending, not catastrophic injuries like we saw with Javonte Williams. We don't want that. And I know that sometimes it's not preventable. And not only that, but we had KJ Hamler go down or Tim Patrick. Yeah, Tim Patrick. I'm sorry. And we can't have this. Cannot have this, especially when there's no contact. You just come down, land awkwardly, boom, done. Can't have it. All right. I move on to Dave. I'm going to end up this show with a couple of feel-good stories. And the reason why I say they're feel-good is because, you got all these, jackass of the weekend here, and you got these other things going on and whatnot. I'm going to end it up with a couple of good ones. All right. Here we go. David Burton, former Broncos Super Bowl champion. That's right. He was there in Super Bowl 50. Super Bowl champion David Burton has found his middle school dream after football. Burton spent the next couple of years after retiring to earn his doctorate in medicine. Burton said when asked why he chose this field, medicine, Burton said, and I quote, I know physical therapy requires commitment and someone motivating you to push yourself to do much better. End quote. That's great. That's awesome. He wants to help people. And that's kind of goes back to what I was saying about Bo Lowry. He wants to help people. Bo Lowry is going to do it on the field with the players the Broncos have. David Burton is doing it after football to help people, not necessarily just football players, but anybody. I mean, physical therapy can be with any person. Absolutely. I mean, you could walk outside over here, twist your ankle, whatever, and you're gonna have physical therapy to get yourself back in shape and do the right thing to heal. That's what he wants to. He wants to give back, not just to, what could be NFL players or whatever, but to the community. I continue. Burton is also involved in the scholarship endowment board, hoping to ease some of the financial barriers many students face getting into this program. Now, I'm not sure, it didn't say, but I'm not sure whether it means getting into the program in order to pay for the physical therapy or getting into the program to help and assist. It could be both. I don't know, but I think that is remarkable, absolutely remarkable that David Burton wants to give back because he knows he went through many injuries in his NFL career. They all do, whether it's absolutely publicized or they just walk away from the game kind of walking funny like this or something because they just got a hitch in their giddy up. They've been hit too many times. Or, that's just the nature of football. So David Burton knows what physical therapy is. He even said in there, he goes, I know physical therapy. And that's the thing. He knows it. He wants to give back. He wants to help people. He wants to make other people's lives better than what they could be. And I commend that. I think that's awesome. Totally think that's awesome. On the heels of David Burton, I end this show with this last segment, and here it is. Former NFL quarterback A.J. McCarron signed with the XFL Battlehawks. Now, I don't watch XFL, and I really don't know who the Battlehawks are, but it's beside the point. He played for the XFL Battlehawks. For this reason and this reason only, and I quote from McCarron, my 6-year-old loves watching tape of me on YouTube, obviously when he played in the NFL. And I'm still quoting, I probably could have tried to come back with an NFL team and maybe make big amount of money, but no one knows what the future holds. I'm enjoying this, and it's great to create some memories for me and my boys, end quote. Holy smokes. You talk about a father, a mentor, a person, unlike the mentor of McGinnis. That's opposite of what I'm talking about. The mentor of A.J. McCarron says, yeah, I probably could have come back and played in the NFL and made some big money. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I love the game and my kids want to watch me play. He's playing for less money in the XFL, but he's enjoying it. His kids are enjoying it. He's doing it for the memories. He's doing it, guys, listen, he's doing it for all the right reasons. Money isn't everything. Absolutely, money is not everything. Sure, we need money to pay bills. And sure, we need money to live. That's obvious. But you don't need millions and millions and millions if you can live on a little bit less. And McCarron's saying, I don't need all that. What I do need, this is McCarron, I'm just paraphrasing how I think he thinks. He's basically saying, hey, memories, mentoring, being a father, being a representation of what it means to be a good human being and do the right thing is what he's teaching his kids. He's got a 6-year-old kid that loves watching him on YouTube when he played in the NFL. And now he's doing it in the XFL to build those memories because his kids love watching him. And he's doing it for less money because he's doing it for the heart, the love of his kids. Wow. We need more of that, guys. We absolutely need more of that. We need more people like McCarron. And I'm not saying that it's wrong to want to make as much money as you can. But if you don't need to, and you've got kids looking up to you, And they look up to their dad, A.J. McCarron, and say, that's my dad. That's my dad. I'm watching my dad on TV. We got memories. This is awesome. Wow. I'm impressed. I am absolutely impressed with this. No doubt about it. Totally impressed. I continue. Dwayne Johnson, who started the XFL, and is a commissioner, I'm assuming, said, and I quote, McCarron took less money with us over the NFL because he wanted his little boys to see him play. End quote. Wow. You know, Dwayne Johnson, he's saying that. He's saying that about McCarron. You don't think that made an impact on him? You don't think that resonated through him? Absolutely it did. Absolutely it did. And you know what, guys? It resonated through me as well. That is impressive. And I'll tell you what, that's the kind of person I hope succeeds in everything he wants to do, because he's putting his kids and family first, not himself. That, to me, speaks volumes. By the way, on a footnote, the Battle Hawks, under McCarron at quarterback, are 2-0. Keep it up, McCarron. I wish you all the best. I know the XFL isn't the NFL. It doesn't matter. Obviously, it doesn't matter to you. What matters is being the father, the mentor, and the person that is showing your kids how to live and how to do it the right way. Absolutely. Hats off, man. I admire AJ McCarron so much more now. Awesome. All right. Hey, Pablo, what's happening, man? How you doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing great, man. Doing wonderful. Doing wonderful, man. Thanks so much for being in the chat and for making your comments. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. It's awesome. Kamani says that's awesome. He did absolutely. I couldn't agree more, Kamani. Absolutely could not agree more. I'm just in awe. I absolutely am in awe. You don't see that in sports people today. You really don't. They're always out there for the money, the fame, the fortune, the glamour, the glory. Absolutely. That's what they're after. To see a guy like AJ McCarron step back and say, you know what's more important? Money's going to come and go. Money's going to be gone. What isn't going to be gone is how I treat my kids, how I do the right thing. And man, I'll tell you what, this world and the sports world in general needs more people like AJ McCarron. I am, like I said, guys, I'm in awe. I'm absolutely in awe. And amazing. Let's go to Pablo says, well said. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just speaking from my heart, man. Just like I said at the beginning of the show, I'd say it's brought with you emotion and passion and truth. And that's who I am. But thanks a lot. I appreciate that comment, man. Appreciate that comment. Did I finish the movies? Come on. Shh, not yet. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Okay. It's just between me and you. No, I haven't yet, but I promise I will. Absolutely promise I will. Okay. Last, before I get out of here, Kamani says, yeah, that's what you call a hero. Absolutely. To me, you nailed it. You nailed it, Kamani. That is a true hero. He's a hero to his kids. He's a hero to a guy like me who now, AJ McCarron to me before was just another one of the quarterbacks. Not anymore. Nope. He has elevated himself, and I wish him all the best. I hope he does tremendously in the XFL. Absolutely. I know his kids respect him, and he's earned it. He's earned it by the way he absolutely handled that entire situation, from stepping away, taking less money because of his kids. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. For those of you who may not have subscribed, please do so. I greatly appreciate it. MHRT Network appreciates it. And we just we couldn't do it without you guys. You guys are the backbone of the entire network, and greatly appreciate it. Just want to thank those in the chat. We got Avatar, Ray, Kamani, Pablo. Thanks, guys, for being in the chat. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your support. And like I said before, I couldn't do this show without you guys. You guys make it all the best. You make it so much better than just me talking to nobody and not getting any interaction. Really appreciate your comments and your takes and your support. Always, always. Okay, before I get out of here, one last thing. On the this coming Sunday, we're going to do the Avalanche Neighborhood. That starts at 6 p.m. Pacific. It's with Madungus, Creevy, and myself. And it's a game against who are we playing Sunday? Who McDungus likes to call them the Seattle Crackheads. It's actually the Kraken. So it's the Avalanche and Kraken Sunday at 6 p.m. We're going to do the Avalanche Neighborhood. Then on Monday, we have the Cluster Puck, and that's with Nick and Britt. That goes live every Monday at 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then on Tuesday, we have the 5280 podcast that starts every Tuesday, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's immediately followed by the No Nonsense and Whiskey. That goes live immediately following, usually around 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then on Wednesday, we have the Wild Wild West. Features a fan from every AFC West team: Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, and Chiefs. That goes live every Wednesday, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, and 7:30. And then again, on Friday, we have this show, Broncos Breakdown, hosted by me, Bronco Bill, goes live every Friday, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Until next Friday, guys, or until Sunday, whenever show you want to check into, until the next show, which is Sunday, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, everyone. And we will see you one of these shows. We'll see you on Sunday, and we'll definitely see you on Friday on my show, Broncos Breakdown. Till then, guys, take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.